What a game. What a result. What a classic FA Cup quarter final at Old Trafford. 7 goal thriller on this Sunday evening in the Emirates FA Cup quarter finals. What a dramatic finish and what a dramatic conclusion to that game that I did say would go all the way to extra time. Penalty shootout could be there. How the hell that just ended 4-3, I've absolutely got no idea. Oh my God. Manchester United 4, Liverpool 3. Man United are into the FA Cup semi-final through a last gasp Ahmed Diallo goal, who had bids to go out on loan in January, and Erik ten Hag said no. He's an important project for this Manchester United future. What a player, what a star. He comes on as a second half substitute. 120 minutes, scores the winning goal, and then gets sent off for a second yellow card for taking off his shirt for celebrating a dramatic finish at Old Trafford. What a weekend it's been. Obviously, as a lot of you know, I lost my granddad yesterday, and obviously he passed away. He was very, very ill in hospital, and obviously it's been an absolute roller coaster of emotions and feelings. And today has really, really sunk in that you've got to be really, really, really lucky to spend as much time with family as possible, because you never know how long life gives you and you never know how long life lasts. But today, to, put a bit of a positive note on this weekend for me, seeing my club somehow get into that FA Cup semi-final with another date with Wembley Stadium awaits for Manchester United. We are still obviously waiting for the FA Cup semi-final draw. What happened to Liverpool at 2-2? I have got absolutely no idea. You fear the worst when they go 3-2 up through Harvey Elliott. Obviously, it takes a massive deflection off Christian Eriksen through Maguire's legs into the bottom right-hand corner of Onana's net. And as a Manchester United fan, you absolutely fear the worst. I honestly do not know. Words can't compromise how tough that game was. The emotions of, leading the game goes to 1-1. You go 2-1 down. You then get the second equaliser. You go 3-2 down. It goes to 3-3. And then for Amad Diallo to go and do what he's just done today, fucking fair play and credits him, because do you know what? I've always said Amad Diallo should be in this Man United team, and this is a star waiting to be born. He has finally arrived on this Old Trafford stage and has got a dramatic conclusion and a dramatic winner that has ended Liverpool's quadruple. They can only win now the Premier League and the Europa League, and that is all they've got left for the rest of this season. Their FA Cup dreams are over. Liverpool's Jurgen Klopp's farewell tour is in tatters. Liverpool, I just don't know, where that went wrong for them. I thought the Harvey Elliott goal would have inspired them to obviously go on and clinch a date with Wembley again, where, with the last four being Chelsea, Manchester City, and Coventry City, and now Manchester United, the draw's going to be nervous as hell, because we don't want Chelsea, we don't want Manchester City. If we can get Coventry, I would feel confident that we can win that semi-final and get through to a Wembley final game where we have got to win a trophy now. And hopefully this dramatic comebacks will inspire these players to go on and finish the season on a positive note, because it's been really, really hell all season long. It's not been the season this club wanted. Erik ten Hag would have been massively disappointed with how bad the standards have been this season. But that comeback of all comebacks, for me, this is game of the season. Forget Bournemouth Luton in the Premier League. This is game of the season for me between Manchester United and Liverpool. This is game of the season. A 7-goal thriller. And fair play to Jurgen Klopp, who went severely strong at Old Trafford to try and obviously get Liverpool into that FA Cup semi-final. But I think, where it went wrong, Liverpool massively tried to park the bus at 2-2. They really tried to park the bus. And Roy Keane's correct. They criticised us when we parked the bus. I think Liverpool's tactics at 2-2 just went completely out the window. And I think some of the substitutions Jurgen Klopp also made in that game today I think sacrificing Salah and Diaz, I mean, two massive, massive errors from Klopp, and bringing on players like Bradley and obviously Tsimikas and other Liverpool subs that were made in that game. It just went completely wrong for Liverpool. And, when Harvey Elliott got that goal, my heart absolutely sank. It was down to the floor. It was broken because the weekend it's been a turmoil one. Like I said, I lost my granddad yesterday. I had to watch him die in hospital. He died at 4:30 yesterday evening in front of me and my family. And obviously he's been ill for a very long time. But obviously someone somewhere up there was watching down today and trying to get Manchester United over the finish line. I just fair play to Ahmad. The great strike. Kelleher, it's poor goalkeeping. There's no two ways about that goal. That goal should not be going in. And really, we should be sat here on penalties. That is poor goalkeeping from Kelleher. But I think the problem is with that type of shot, Amad Diallo has hit it hard, he's hit it low. And probably Kelleher's reacted way too late to try and block that goal from happening. And it's too little too late. We've played 125 minutes of football. We had Bruno Fernandes at centre-back. We had Ahmad, Antony, Rashford, Garnacho as our front four. We had a midfield of Eriksen and Mctominay. I mean, that United team are going to be knackered. The legs are going to be gone. And I think, we've ended Liverpool's quadruple bid because I think it would have been a disaster if United would have gone out today. I honestly feared the worst at 3-2. I thought to myself, there is no way in hell United are coming back from that. Not with the way we were playing. And I thought, do you know what? Fair play for our comeback because that showed fight, that showed grit, and that showed some charisma to try and come back and win from the position Manchester United were in. To be 3-1, 3-2 down is devastating. You don't know how to respond when you've, in the first half of the game, I think we've got to talk about the first 45 minutes. We absolutely battered Liverpool. We absolutely battered the hell out of them. Liverpool had no answer and no response from that first half, demolition job that Man United did in the first 20 to 25 minutes. But the goals we conceded again are, very, very bad. The defensive work again is horrific from our back four. And when you've got Luis Diaz skimming players like, Varane and Lindelof and Dalot, it didn't surprise me Liverpool got back in that game. Like Liverpool responded very, very well from going that goal down. And they did deserve their 2-1 lead at halftime. They did deserve it for me, in my view, because they just came out and showed response. They showed fight and they got, the lead they wanted. But I think soon as the second United equaliser went in, and I think Liverpool were absolutely left completely shell-shocked that Antony, brought on when he's had a really, really shit season on and off the pitch with personal circumstances. And obviously his form on the pitch for Manchester United has been absolutely horrific. I mean, I can't, come to terms with what Antony's had to go through off the pitch, but I think Liverpool were shell-shocked when Antony got the equaliser to make it 2-2. I don't think Liverpool saw that coming. And because it was so late on, I think for me, that is where the Liverpool morale and the heads completely dropped. Because Szoboszlai dropped off at Miles, dropped off for Miles for Gakpo. I mean, that was a terrible sub. You've taken off Diaz, you've taken off Salah. I mean, Liverpool really, really weakened that team. And I think for me, that is why Liverpool really, really struggled to control that game. Not just, in the first half of extra time, but also in the second half of extra time as well. I'm just grateful that somehow, from somewhere, United have got over the line because I didn't see us winning this game today. You're dreading the outcome of what the result is going to be. I today saw nothing more than the Liverpool win. I was expecting this to be a completely different, story of what the game was going to end, in my view, and in my opinion, how United have gone, still one trophy in 7 years is, unacceptable, and enough would have been enough today. But I think, to respond the way we did, it takes a lot from those players, especially where today was, not exactly Manchester United at their best again. I mean, to go 1-0 up in the first 9 to 10 minutes was obviously an ecstatic moment. It gets the buzz and excitement through the veins. But soon as we conceded that first goal, it went tits up. I mean, the equaliser is bad enough. Takes an unlikely deflection again off Kobe Mainu. And then for the second goal as well, I mean, the goalkeeping from Onana is dreadful. Salah's got an open net, but you've still got Rafael Varane on the penalty on the line, and can't anticipate where Salah's going to go, because Salah's got an open goal, and you're expecting Salah to convert that, but obviously his shot's only just gone in, off the right hand post. It's only just gone in off the post. And I think for me, we could have kept both those goals out. It was just defensively, shocking to not anticipate those two Liverpool attacks. And I think, going into half-time, I think the United players would have been gutted, disappointed, frustrated. I think Liverpool would have felt, we've got this game now. We're 2-1 up at half-time. Let's try and finish them off in the second half and get the 3-1 lead. But I think Liverpool kept huffing and puffing, and they didn't get the chances, which they did have, to go and win that game. And I think for me, that is where it did go quite wrong, because Liverpool battered us in that second half. There's no two ways about it. Liverpool battered the hell out of Manchester United in that second half. We were at times so lazy, so individual. There was a team lacking any fight. And I thought Man United was going to cave in. So the draw is happening as it stands. So the first ball out is number 1. I have got no idea who that is. I don't even know the teams. Like, all I know is number 1. So I don't even know the draw. So not even saying the teams. Get in! Man United have got Coventry. That is fantastic. That's fantastic. Fucking get in. What a draw. I mean, that's even more of a bonus to this, this talk and this chat. That, today was this is, like I said, about the second half for Liverpool, because we've just done the reaction to the semi-final draw. We've got Coventry away, which is going to be a big, big bonus as well for Manchester United. We've got Coventry, and Manchester City have got Chelsea. So hopefully now, it was backs against the wall in that second half. There's no two ways about it that, I think Liverpool are going to feel really hard done by. I think for me, they were the better team. And if they would have taken their chances that they had, I mean, they could have made it 3-1. They could have made it 4-1. I just don't think, Liverpool realised how sacrificing their best players was actually going to help. I think, like I said, about some of the subs that Jurgen Klopp made, and obviously Liverpool have played so much football in the last few days, in the last few weeks, obviously of the Europa League and obviously now the FA Cup and also the league. I don't think that's helped Liverpool playing all that football in a matter of days, in a matter of weeks. But obviously, it's no excuse. I just don't think Jurgen Klopp recognised that he was severely weakening his team by taking out the best players that were on that pitch. I think if you take Diaz out that team, if you take Salah out that team, if you take Szoboszlai out that team, and if Darwin Núñez isn't exactly on form that day, they're going to really, really struggle to find a lack of goals. Obviously, McAllister is obviously playing very well for Liverpool at the moment. Obviously, he's now starting to deliver for them on the consistent basis with some of the goals he's now adding through the midfield. But I think, at half-time, I would disagree by some of the pundits who are on today, showing Ian Wright and Roy Keane and obviously Graham Souness. Apparently, we played really well in that first half. I completely disagree. The build-up play was through our midfield. The rest of it was lethargic, lazy, and the lack of attacking front three threat was clear to the naked eye. Manchester United, again, are struggling with goals because of the front three. And again, that was a sign of things in the first half. we were through on that Liverpool goal so much in the first 10 to 15 minutes. I thought the floodgates are going to open. As soon as we got that lead, you're quite shocked because I didn't expect that type of start from Manchester United in the first place. Knowing how we played against Everton, I didn't expect Manchester United to come out all guns blazing and battering the hell out of that Liverpool team, especially when you've got Szoboszlai and McAllister, Diaz, Nunes, Salah, Van Dijk, all starting in that Liverpool team today. I think obviously there's no Trent, there's no Alisson, there's no Canate, there's no Gravenberch. Obviously, none of them saw any action today, but even having Darwin Nunes starting down the middle, I probably would have said is going to guarantee you goals. And that's what I expected today. I thought, fair play to making subs at the right time. Like I said about Liverpool subs, I think they were made at the wrong time. And I think as soon as United saw their big impact players going off the pitch, I felt all of a sudden a big wave came over that United squad. And they thought to themselves, you know what? We might somehow get this game won. Because they probably thought, you know what? That's their big impact players going off. It might help us in the latter stages of the game because Liverpool's biggest threats are no longer on the pitch. But you would have still expected players like Cody Gakpo to step up. I mean, Darwin Nunes played 125 minutes of football today. And, also bringing players on like Tsimikas, I mean, probably a big no-no because you're bringing him off at Andy Robertson, who's probably been quite clinical at left-back for Liverpool defensively today. Soon as Tsimikas come on, I thought that Liverpool back four really struggled. I mean, you even took, brought Connor Bradley on. And I mean, didn't really exactly light up the stage today like he's done in previous games for Liverpool. Maybe that was a weakness at right back today, bringing on a younger player in a big, high anticipated match, knowing everything's at stake today. If Manchester United lose this game, which I expected them to do, I'm still shocked we've won with the way we've played in both halves of the game, as well as in both halves of extra time, because we've played 125 minutes today, and you would have expected Man United to cave in because Liverpool were just better. And I've got to admit that in both the first and second half, as soon as they went 2-1 up, Man United had dropped, the morale dropped, the confidence went, and the positivity went out the window. That United team ended up being at 6s and 7s at times. I couldn't believe how bad we got because the way we started, we deserved to be 1-0 up. But as soon as the Liverpool equaliser went in, like I said, United just caved in. They didn't know how to respond when they get an equaliser or they go 1 or 2 goals down. They don't know how to anticipate that reaction because of they've played so well coming out of the starting blocks and attacking that Liverpool team, which no one would have expected today from Man United team at all, especially with the way we've been playing in several games this season against the top 6, as well as the mid-table teams in the Prem, as well as in Europe and in the Carabao Cup, and as well as the FA Cup opponents we've all faced before. I wouldn't have expected Manchester United to come out on the other side today because I think today was going to be too much. I expected Liverpool to come to Old Trafford and put 5 or 6 past us because I look at that Liverpool team Jurgen Klopp's built and the quality's got written all over it. And their impact players, Salah delivers, McAllister delivers, but you look at the amount of chances they had in that second half. Onana's goal was severely under threat, and that was because of that back four. Like Lindelof, Dalot, Maguire, Varane, even Wan-Bissaka to an extent in the second half, who I thought, was quite pleasing in the first half. I thought having Wan-Bissaka back in his team was only going to make us worse today. But in the first half, I was actually quite pleased with how he performed in those first 20-odd so minutes. But then all of a sudden, again, that performance went out the window because of the 2 Liverpool goals, because you don't know then how to make that reaction turn around because you've been the better team. And fair play to Liverpool for going 2-1 up. You've got to applaud what they did. It's because they found all these gaps. Luis Diaz is going to beat Dalot in a one-on-one battle. He's going to skim Lindelof. Varane's age is catching up with him. I thought, again, Varane's ability now, he is massively, massively slowed up. And I think in that second half, it started to tell. The energy was gone. The legs were gone. that was probably one of Varane's worst performances in a Man United shirt today, in my view. And I think today it sums up how bad our back four is defensively. Dalot ain't good enough. Wan-Bissaka isn't good enough. Maguire, Lindelof, Varane. I mean, that back five is beyond a joke. Like, we concede way too many goals from set pieces and attacking plays from the opposition team on the counter attack. And that is why Liverpool have been so successful. When they've got those players in that team that can offer a goal scoring threat, you know they're going to target that United back four. You know they're going to go for them because the vulnerability is clear to the naked eye. But to end up in extra time, like I called it, this is going to end up in extra time today. And I had a funny feeling it might. I went for 2-1 either way because that is how I felt in my headspace, not just through yesterday, but obviously today as well. I went for 2-1 either way because I just couldn't see either team making a late break for it. I could only see a late scrappy winning 2-1 goal to take either team to that FA Cup semi-final. And now obviously we're in that semi-final. We have got to start looking at how we go for that Coventry game because obviously this is going to be a big impact on the players. The amount of legs are going to be gone from today's game. Those players are going to be knackered because I think it's a fair play for them to try and turn it around because I thought all thought was gone. I thought we looked defeated. I thought we looked lost at half time. And I thought the second half, we've got to somehow go again like we did in that first half and start dominating the possession. We need to control the game. But as soon as we had 2 or 3 key chances in that first half, second half, you then saw the Liverpool dominance resume. And, you know, you look at the chances. Salah had a few, Harvey Elliott, Gakpo, Darwin Núñez, Szoboszlai. The Liverpool chances were ramping up. It was coming one after the other, after the other, after the other. They were pestering that Man United back four. And you could tell that a goal was going to come. And I thought, you know what? They make it 3-1. This game's done. The tie's done. We're going out the FA Cup. And it would have been 1 trophy in 7 seasons. And Man United are going to have to count themselves lucky today because, again, we can't keep throwing away leads when we are dominating the game. We need to start dominating the whole game for the whole 90 minutes and showing that we can put teams away when we are performing better than them. And, you know, we were better in that first half. But like I said, after the first 20-odd minutes, the Liverpool dominance and the Liverpool controlling the game, controlling the ball, controlling the position that they were making, and the chances were coming. And the front three were really starting to split that United back four wide open. I mean, Diaz is a quality player. United did look at him, but United said no. When we wanted Darwin Núñez, United said no. Salah, obviously, ex-Roma and Chelsea player, obviously was starting to cause United problems. And obviously his goal's an absolute tap-in. But I think Varane should have tried to put his body on the line to stop that Salah goal going in. Because it only just went in off the post because he puts it in with his right foot. And the ball's only just gone in off the post. And I think if Varane would have deployed himself a lot quicker, instead of just standing on the line looking quite vulnerable like a statue, that goal would have been preventable. But because Salah has got all that goal open, he's got one of 2 targets to aim at. He either goes to Varane's right or Varane's left. And obviously he's only just gone to Varane's right and the ball's gone in off the post. So lucky Liverpool even got that lead in the first place because that would probably have been the miss of the season if Liverpool would not have converted that goal. And then the first goal as well. I mean, the build-up play from Kwanzaa, Liverpool's, superior to obviously, Van Dijk in the future, obviously goes on this great solo run into Manchester United's penalty area. And then all of a sudden, he gets a free ball to, McAllister. And McAllister, again, gets a free shot on goal because not one of those United players are willing to put their leg or tackle or their body on the line to prevent the McAllister shot. Because the McAllister shot has taken an unlikely deflection off Kobe Mainu, and only just, by the way, it's gone in just past Onana into the back of the Manchester United's net. So obviously, I think if the deflection would have happened, I think Onana probably would have saved that. And obviously, probably the most standout player for Manchester United in that game today was Kobe Mainoo. What? Okay, I'll shut on in a minute. Okay. Yeah, the standout player in that game for Man United in that whole first half was Kobe Mainoo. And again, what a star. I mean, controls that United midfield, brings so much calmness, sophistication, and dedication to run that midfield, because I thought the midfield again today, what's missing at that midfield, where it's key to the naked eye, what is missing at that United midfield three again? And I don't get how he's got injured, but again, with Casemiro, he's out of international duty with Brazil because he's injured again. And I don't know what injury he's picked up, but since Everton, all of a sudden in that week alone, Casemiro has got injured again, is out of international duty, and is out of United's game today. So obviously he's probably going to stay behind with United and work on treatment and rehabilitation from the injury he's got. I don't know what injuries that got, and that is why I think the midfield was going missing in that whole of that game. Scott McTominay just runs and dribbles and does these pivot turns on the ball. Bruno Fernandes just keeps playing all these audacious long balls all the time, and it ends up nowhere. And I think, that midfield was pants. The midfield was basically being relied on in an 18-year-old Kobe Mainoo, who was trying his best to run that midfield on his own, because he's got two lazy, arrogant midfielders who are getting more and more frustrating to try and watch, or, somehow keep backing these players, because the midfield is being run on its own, because Kobe Mainoo knows Fernandes ain't playing well. Scott McTominay, I mean, fair play to getting a goal, but he's lucky that Kelleher should have saved the first goal, by the way. I think, the power from Garnacho's shot in the Liverpool penalty area, obviously he shouldn't have palmed it out. I think, Kelleher really, in my view, should have held on to the ball and grabbed the ball by both hands to block that deflection off the goalkeeper, falling so soft in McTominay. If McTominay would have missed that, he would have been absolutely crucified. But as soon as that goal went in from McTominay, you think, you know what? Surely now this is going to do a good midfield role for the whole 90 minutes. And it went missing. I don't know where that midfield was the whole game. I think the midfield was getting overrun by Szoboszlai, McAllister and Endo. And do you know what? Fair play to Jurgen Klopp for getting all three of those players in the same transfer window. Because at the moment, Endo's a complete bargain. McAllister's a great player, and so is Szoboszlai. And Szoboszlai might not have had his best game for Liverpool today, but long term, he's going to be an absolute gem. And I think McAllister, again, United looked at him and Manchester United said no. And I think, again, that's obviously backfired, because he's adding goals from the midfield and he's making our midfield look completely and utterly pants when they're running rings around Scott McTominay and Fernandes, because their games are so predictable to play against. I think if Kobe Mainoo had have had Casemiro and obviously Fernandes today to start, which he did, I think that midfield would have been absolutely fine, because obviously Casemiro is our main CDM and we don't have another one. And I don't think a lot of fans and supporters realise that. We don't really have another CDM player in that United team to be able to be the backup just in case Casemiro cannot play that game. And again, whatever injury this is, we've got no details of the injury. We've got nothing to show. Nothing's been said. We don't know what injury it is. And I expected Casemiro to start today and thinking, United are going to have to go for it, because I think Ten Hag knew this is win or bust today. If you lose this game, you're going to be under pressure to keep your job. And, again, United have been lucky to have an FA Cup easy draw for the semi-finals. We've avoided Man City. We've avoided Chelsea. If Chelsea can beat Man City and United can beat Coventry, which I think they're going to have to, I would feel fine Manchester United going to that FA Cup final and winning it. And I think we've got to win it now, because if we don't win a trophy, it is going to look really, really bad in the end if Man United do not win anything. And obviously, both games are at Wembley for the semi-finals. You're going to have to thank, the Lord that, those games aren't at those clubs' respective grounds, because I think Coventry are going to give us a game, because look what they did to Wolves in their second half comeback yesterday. And look what Man City can do to the opposition at home at the Etihad. So again, the FA Cup draw has gone well for us. But I think United have got to count themselves lucky that Diallo got that winner, because you're looking at the 120th minute when you've got Garnacho and Ahmad on a 2-on-1 situation, one Liverpool centre back trying to defend the two United attacking talents that I both believe in, both of these players, I thought Garnacho overhit the pass, and I thought Amad Diallo's taking it way too longer in the box with the way he's trying to control the ball with his run. But obviously, he's managed to somehow unleash a low, hard, bottom right-hand corner shot to find that goal past Kelleher. And, I was praying that was going in, because as soon as the ball left his foot, I thought this has got to go in. Because otherwise, we're sat on penalties, and it could have been a completely different story if Manchester United would have gone to penalties, because it's not always gone kind in the end. It's not gone kind for them. And I think today summed up that somehow, I don't know how we won. I really don't, because I thought United were all over the place. I thought the substitutions for me made no sense, if I'm being really honest with you. I don't know how Scott McTominay played 125 minutes. I couldn't understand the use of Christian Eriksen over a player like Sofian Amrabat. Mason Mount didn't come on for long. I think he came on for Varane in the end, because obviously Varane's pace and game was slowing up. Antony. So we had Antony, Maguire. We also had Antony, Maguire, Ahmad, Eriksen and Mount. I thought those 5 subs, I couldn't understand the Maguire one, but obviously maybe Maguire and Antony were brought on for Wan-Bissaka, and obviously Rasmus Hojlund today. That obviously Rasmus didn't have his best game. I think, only just coming back from injury and being put straight back into that United team might not have exactly worked, but again, that is down to the lack of service that was coming from Garnacho and Rashford. And I thought, again, Rashford had a bad game today, apart from the goal he finally took to make it 3-3. Because I could not believe the shocking miss he had to win it at 2-2. How Rashford did not convert that chance he had one-on-one with Kelleher, I could not understand how he missed that. I honestly couldn't, because as soon as he's through and you think he's onside, which I think he was gutted he missed. I went fucking nuts. I could not believe that chance he had and he blew it. I thought that was our game gone. I thought that was the game gone. I could not see Manchester United somehow winning that game. I couldn't, because when you get a big chance like that, you are expecting these players to be able to take it. And I think for me, that was the morale gone. As soon as Rashford missed that, I thought, this isn't going to go today. This isn't going to happen. This is not going to go well for Manchester United. We're going to somehow end up still throwing this away. And we came out for the first out of extra time and started the way we did at the end of the first half when we went 2-1 down. Liverpool just, again, came out the starting blocks. And the Harvey Elliott shot, the amount of deflections those Liverpool players from their shots they had today that have gone in, they've had 2 out of 3 that have gone in through bloody deflections, which again is proved very, very unlucky. But I would have still expected Onana to keep both those out. And I think for me, that is what should have happened. I think, again, the goalkeeping is a big, big problem at Manchester United, because we are conceding so many goals today. And again, it showed that 4-3 shows where the problems are. I think we've got to look at this team going forward. The midfield needs quite clearly looking at. The defence, we know, and the front three again. I think soon as you've got a front three of Rashford, Garnacho and Hojlund, and I've always stated this, that, I don't think that works. And I think, again, it quite clearly showed today that front three do not work with Rashford and Garnacho integrating both on the left and on the right wing in several different phases of different games that United had, especially today. There's too much integration there, and those two do not work on either wing. And I think we need better, personally, because I just don't think, they've both got the game long term to be able to adapt their game, which makes them a bit more clinical. I think that is why Rasmus struggled, because there was no service to him all game long. There was no service. And that is why United struggled to find the second goal. Scott McTominay has another chance. Obviously, Kelleher saves it quite comfortably. But apart from that, what other chances did we have on goal to really influence our attacking threat after we went 1-0 up? Where was that attacking threat? I didn't see it. personally, the whole game, I did not see any attacking threat from Man United apart from that Mctominay goal. And I thought we'd build on that because we were battering them. I couldn't believe the way we came out personally, and basically didn't fear Liverpool. It felt like we were Liverpool and they were Manchester United. It felt like the two teams swapped identities, and Man United and Liverpool were both completely different to one another. And I thought, we played well, but then, like I said, when we went 2-1 down and it went 1-1. United just did not know how to go into that second half, and we deserved to get booed off because we basically gave up in that first half. We gave up. So I think United have got to count themselves lucky that Ahmad got that winner, because I think if this goes to penalties, we lose and we go out. And again, Ten Hag might have been gone tonight. He might have been 1 week away from being sacked. And I think, again, he's only just kept his job. Only just. I wouldn't say he's holding on to his job tightly. I think he's holding on to his job quite loosely at the moment because of our performances. We were not great apart from those first 20 minutes of the first half. Apart from that, Liverpool were just on tinderhooks. They were absolutely on fire. Like, you could not prevent the amount of chances they were creating all game long. It was chance after chance after chance after chance. And you thought to yourself, the more chances they're going to get, they are surely going to have to convert some of them. But obviously, Núñez, Gakpo, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Salah didn't take their chances in that second half. And I would have expected them to, because they are that type of quality player that they've all got in themselves. They're all quality individual players. But I think, like, Klopp's probably going to look at this frustrated, angry that obviously the quadruple's gone out the window. I think Klopp is to blame for Liverpool's demise today. I think some of the team selection, again, is not exactly great. I mean, Konza at centre-back, probably Liverpool's standout player in the first half because he's helping that McAllister goal to happen in the first place to get the Liverpool equaliser. And then apart from that, really, I would have expected Liverpool to, build on their 2-1 lead and take United to the cleaners. I thought they're 2-1 up here. Surely to God, they're going to send United over and out, because that is what I was expecting. I was expecting Liverpool to come out in that second half and rip us apart. And they were doing that by the amount of chances they created. But if they would have converted them, Liverpool would have been home and host tonight. They would have sent United out the FA Cup. And United would have deserved to have gone out, really, because we wouldn't have been able to respond. But I think subs at certain periods of that time for Man United paid off. I mean, Antony's only got his second goal of the season. Diallo's only got his second goal for United ever. Rashford's only scored his 8th goal of the season. Scott McTominay is our second top goal scorer. And that says a lot, that we have really, really struggled to score goals all season long because we've been lacking attacking threat for the whole game. We've been lacking so much from certain players this season because they've got lazy. They've been found out. Their type of performances aren't worthy of the United stature, really. They're not really those players that I thought they were. And I thought we turned a corner last season. I thought we would have been really, really up for this season to go for it. But it hasn't happened. And I've said all season long that Manchester United are going to win the FA Cup. And I feel now we've got through this, we've now got to go on and win it. And if Chelsea can beat Man City, great. If we can beat Coventry, I think we'll win that final. I would not fear playing Chelsea in that FA Cup final. Not the way Pochettino's lot are performing. And they've got to count themselves very lucky that they're even through Chelsea. Because when they went 2-0 up today, you think to yourself, the floodgates are going to open. But Leicester, again, 2-2, to get back to 2-2, and then obviously to lose a player to a red card really cost Leicester in that game. But the focus now is we're in that FA Cup semi-final at Wembley. We've got a date with Wembley again, which is fantastic. And we've got Sky Bet Championship Coventry, who are firing on all tinderhooks this season in the Championship. And again, they're not in that Championship playoffs for nothing. I think they've got some dangerous players. We know they've got Sims. They know they've got Hadji Wright. They have got some players in that Coventry team. And Mark Robins, the job he's done at Coventry to get them into the FA Cup semi-finals takes some bloody guts and takes some passion and some momentum from Coventry to get them where they are. And they're going to absolutely bring thousands to Wembley to get behind that Coventry team at Wembley. And it ain't going to be easy for Man United because obviously we still need to improve where our weaknesses are. And it was in so much of that game today that we got lazy, we got arrogant, we stepped off, we didn't show a lot of fight, we didn't show a lot of hunger in that when we went 2-1 down. And that for me is scary. That was really, really scary. Because when you go 2-1 down, you expect Man United to respond. And I did not see any of that. I did not see Man United responding to that 2-1 deficit. I would have thought, we've got to try and get this level before half-time. So we go into half-time all square. But again, we come out for the second half, Liverpool dominate. And you think to yourself, they get our third goal, game done. But for Antony to do what he did, I mean, again, I think really Kelleher is at fault for all 4 of the goals. He should have saved the shot from Garnacho to prevent the Mctominay goal in the first half. The second goal is quite preventable, should be saving that, but obviously probably sees it too little too late and doesn't expect Antony to outturn all 3 of those Liverpool centre-backs. I think the third goal, again, he can't really be prevented because obviously Rashford threw 1-on-1 and puts it to the bottom right-hand corner. And then the fourth goal, I would have expected Kelleher to save that because he's actually done very well for Liverpool. I would have expected him to save that goal and not let it in. But obviously, somehow, Amad Diallo has popped up from nowhere. And I've said time and time again, Amad Diallo needs to be in this United team because he actually gets it. I think, like I've always said about 4 or 5 players, if you build a team around Garnacho, Hojlund, Mainu, Martinez, and Amad, this United team has something in it, has got it. If you don't build around the team around those 4 or 5 players, I think you are going to be stuck with the same problems again for next season. And obviously now we've got an FA Cup semi-final date to look forward to. And I think, Kobe Mainoo is going to get one of my Man of the Match, Player of the Match awards. And so is Amad for the goal. I think without those 2 today, United would not be through to this FA Cup semi-final because Kobe Mainoo was running on midfield individually on his own compared to the 2 lazy individuals he's got next to him in that midfield tree. And obviously, the player of the match also goes to Amad Diallo for finding that goal. I mean, I've always rated Amad, and I said he would come good for this club, and I did say he's going to be a superstar in the making, and I did say he is going to make United successful. And today he showed why exactly he should be playing for Man United, and he should be in the team, and he should be in that starting lineup because he's got quality written all over him. So Kobe Mainoo and Amad Diallo get my player of the match today. I can't give it to anyone else because those 2 players really, really showed that they get this. All the rest of them today were all shambolic, all of them, apart from those 2, really, because those 2 players get the United DNA. They get what it takes to be a Manchester United player. And hopefully now they keep building on these performances. Kobe Mainoo and Amad Diallo are going to keep going from strength to strength to strength as a Man United player because they've got the quality in them. They just need to be given the game time I think they deserve. And Amad Diallo needs to be played more regularly in this Man United team. You put Amad on that right wing, beautiful things are going to happen. And fair play to him to taking the goal the way he did. Because I wasn't expecting it to go in. I expected Kelleher to save it. I expected to be on a penalty shootout right now. And I would have expected United to go out. I did not know how we were going to respond today. I did not know how we were going to win that game. I honestly am still struggling to come to terms how we've won this game. Because a 7-goal for Old Trafford doesn't happen a lot. But somehow, somewhere up there, obviously, what happened yesterday with me and my family, and obviously today, there was somewhere up there watching down on me, watching down on Man United and getting them that win today because that meant a lot. That was a lot of anger. That was a lot of frustration. That winner meant everything to me today. It's been an emotional weekend. It's been hectic. And it's been one hell of these last 2 days have been hell. And obviously now, hopefully this week is going to be a bit more positive. Hopefully I'm going to be back to my normal self in the next few days to come to terms with everything that's happened, especially today, which has absolutely taken my breath away. Man United 4, Liverpool 3 in the FA Cup quarter-final thanks to a last gasp Amad Diallo winner. Honestly to God, I did not think I would be saying in those words, Amad Diallo wins it for this Man United. How have we done that? I don't know, but we are through the FA Cup semi-finals and Coventry City now await. So I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button and the share button. Hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel. United Red Devils 20 on YouTube. Share the video. Hit the tweet button and the retweet button. Remember to always remember the notification bell. Put the bell on all time to receive dedicated brand new content planned for the rest of this year in 2024. Brand new videos, shorts, live streams, brand new games, brand new gaming content. I want to try and get all of you more involved in the games and all the content we all do together. Obviously, going to try and do a few brand new things this year as well. Obviously, I'm still coming to terms with what these last 2 days have meant to me. It's been tiring. I'm knackered. I've hardly had any sleep. Obviously, lost my granddad yesterday, but that win was for him today. And I hope he's up there watching over me and all of me and my family, because somehow from somewhere he inspired Man United to get over that line and to win this game today. We are in the FA Cup semi-finals. We have beaten Liverpool 4-3 at Old Trafford. Jurgen Klopp's farewell tour for Liverpool is in tatters. The quadruple's over. United have ended their dreams. Liverpool now only have the Premier League and Europa League left. They could still win the treble. But enjoy the rest of the weekend. Stay safe, be nice, and be kind to each other. You're all legends. You're all legendary. Thanks for all the support and kindness you've all shown me these last 2 days, especially yesterday, which obviously you all know I lost my granddad, and obviously I witnessed him die in hospital. He died 4:30 yesterday evening at the BRI Bristol Royal Infirmary. Also, I had to go. I could not see him, and obviously me and my family knew he was really ill. And obviously the support and the kindness and love I've had over the last 2 days, it means a lot. It shows that you've got great friends, you've got a great community, you've got great family, and it shows if you all stick together, you'll all be fine and you'll get through it, and you'll get through it together, and you'll come out strong, and hopefully that will happen. But yeah, thanks for the love and support these last 2 days. Obviously, I'm still quite emotional, I'm still quite sad and upset, but hopefully in the next few days things will start to brighten up. But this has made me feel a little bit better. We're in the FA Cup semi-finals, and that's all what matters now. Man United 4, Liverpool 3, and Coventry City now wait for a day of destiny at Wembley. See you on the next one.